We are drowning in overnight AI experts who went from lifestyle coaches to prompt gurus faster than ChatGPT can generate or respond. What's your trick to categorize like he or she is a wannabe AI expert? Eduardo Ordax, who has built 100K plus LinkedIn followers by roasting the very industry he is helping to build, all through viral meme education content created during his 5 a.m. morning run.
With the rise of AI, we have forgotten the foundations. And for me, the foundations is the data, right? Trump sitting with Zelensky, and in one scene they were talking, and in the other they were discussing. And I said, hey, this is when you are trying to sell the project, and then this is when you are trying to deliver the project.
Some people scream AI is the end of critical thinking while secretly using AI to rewrite their bio or whatnot. So what's behind this digital hypocrisy?
I think all these people, they are not like AI experts, they are like hungry AI consumers. I don't think AI is still there, maybe at some point, but the main problem, the Beatles were like super popular and many new bands were in some manner trying to embed their style. So AI is doing the same thing. I don't consider myself a creator. Humor, it's better. I try to be authentic. Like,
do you ever get strange looks from your Amazon engineers when you drop a pun during a technical meeting? Your LinkedIn is basically the AI Comedy Central. In a world that is obsessed to be called an AI expert or an AI insider, what's with the AI outsider term that fascinates you?
The main problem that AI has right now with being funny or not is...
Hello and welcome to On Air with Aashka. Today we are diving into the wild world of AI with someone who has turned humor into science. I'm joined by Eduardo Ordax, who has built 100K plus LinkedIn followers by roasting the very industry he is helping to build, all through viral meme education content created during his 5 a.m. morning runs. He has been recognized as number one AI influencer in Spain and ranks 14th globally. He is my AI humorist guru, and it's a very special moment for me to finally have him on my podcast. Thank you so much for joining, Eduardo. Welcome to the podcast.
Well, no, it's a pleasure to me to be here with you today. Yeah, looking forward to talk to you.
Yes, let's dive right into the questions. So, Eduardo, you boldly brand yourself as an AI outsider on LinkedIn while being a generative AI lead at AWS, advising global customers on cutting edge adoption and everything. In a world that is obsessed with being an insider, like wanting to be called an AI expert or an AI insider, what's with the AI outsider term that fascinates you or motivates you?
Yeah, well, it's a funny story, right? Because all my career, people used to tell me like I'm an outsider, almost like in all different like facets of my life, right? And when I used to talk about AI, I had that feeling like being an expert, it's something that you just cannot be because there are like so many things out there that is complicated. And for me, like an expert is just like limited to a very reduced number of people. So it was like, hey, I'm not going to call myself an expert. I don't want that, like a specific, like definition. And for me, an outsider, it's someone that try to see AI from a different point of view. And I try to see it myself in all different dimensions, right? So from one side, I'm the one that, like I'm so foolish about, like AI, because I think it's going to transform industries, how we work, how we live. And we are close, probably, in the near future, at some point of time, Google reach this, like a desired level of intelligence that, like it's going to change in many ways, like the way that we are living in this world today. But at the same time, I try to be, like a bit skeptic or a bit, like critical with, like all these new things around AI, like people claiming how mind-blowing or game-changing is all this stuff. That's why I call myself like an outsider, because I try to have, like at least a different point of view.
Yeah, makes sense. And also, as an outsider, you can be an alien watching the planet going through this AI transformation and make fun of it. So, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, so you
Yeah, I
were
really
talking
like
about
it.
Yeah, so you were talking about these AI experts. Like, what, with the advent of AI, what I have observed, what we have observed as humanity is like we are drowning in overnight AI experts who went from lifestyle coaches to prompt gurus faster than ChatGPT can generate or respond. So with these AI tools making the content generation at scale very like possible for anyone and everyone. So like how what's your trick to develop a bullshit detector, or maybe like how categorize like this is an AI expert, this is not, or he or she is kind of a wannabe AI expert. So what's your trick or strategy to do that?
Yeah. So, like we used to call or we used to put everyone that is working with AI into the same group, right? And
Mhm.
and I like to talk about, like different cohorts of people. From one side, you have the builders and you
Yeah.
have the consumers, right? And I think thanks to tools like ChatGPT, Perplexity, and many others, the amount of consumers has increased exponentially, right? I
Yes.
remember a few years back building your own model, doing some feature engineering, deploying it, running predictions. It was something that it was accessible only for like a very reduced amount of people. Right now, you
Hmm.
can just upload a document into ChatGPT. You can start like
Hmm.
asking questions, trying to get insights, and so on. And even like even you can run even predictions on this document, right? So
Yeah.
I think all these people, they are not like AI experts. They are like hungry AI consumers.
Yeah.
From the other side, you have the people that they are building with AI, and
Hmm.
there is no need to be a developer. And
Hmm.
let me explain, right?
Yeah.
You can build directly AI.
Hmm.
You can be the one you're like building the use cases, or you're like training the models. But you can be also maybe sitting closer to the business side. You are identifying use cases. You are identifying how to provide value, how to identify the ROI, and you are also building with AI. There
Yes.
is no need to write code,
Yeah.
but you are
Yeah.
generating
Definitely.
value, right? So
Yeah.
I used to say like, like we have two different kind of people. Either if you are a
Hmm.
builder, you are a consumer, but
Yeah.
we don't have to mix them because
Hmm.
the goal for these folks, they are completely different. Yeah.
Got it, got it, got it. So, you have built a really great LinkedIn following in almost a year, right? Like in your past interview, you
Yeah.
mentioned that it was built in a year itself. Also, you have this daily routine of crafting the content for LinkedIn every day during your 5 a.m. morning runs. So, like, mixing your AWS insights like from the industry and also your sarcasm or humor that you have been gifted, like God gifted. So what's your no filter advice for technically sound creators today who don't don't just want to grow on LinkedIn but truly stand out, stay real, and build a community that laughs and learns?
Yeah. Well, in my case, it was a bit different. I mean, like, I
Uh-huh.
didn't have a plan. People
Okay.
usually ask me about, okay, how was your plan to start growing your audience, your community? And so I didn't have a plan. I just
Yeah.
decided right then, like, hey, I'm going
Yeah, just
to post. Even I didn't decide it. I just started to post stuff. But of course, like, at some point of time, you need to make it, like, more reliable and more consistent. So even I don't consider myself a creator because I see so many people out there that they're like super creative. I don't think
mm,
like I'm a very creative person, or maybe
mhm.
creativity is not one of my biggest strengths.
Strength.
But of course, what I
But
try to
humor
do
is,
is
right?
to be, yeah, humor
Yeah.
it's better. Humor it's better. I try to be authentic, and by this I
Mm.
mean like you see out there right now a lot of like content generated by AI, people replaying using AI agents, even people
Mhm.
not answering messages and so on. So I try
Yeah.
to be close to the people. It's as simple as that. So I
Yeah.
try to talk about the things like most of the people really want to talk about. I try to reply. I know it's almost impossible, right? I try to reply
Yeah.
everyone. And I
Mhm.
tried to build something that, like it was different to the things that I've seen so far on LinkedIn, right? So I remember like
Mm.
1 year ago when I started posting about rack, about
Mhm.
prompt engineering, about Gen. By that time, agents were not super popular. Right now,
Yeah.
everyone is talking
Yeah.
about agents. I
Agents, yeah.
remember I didn't see so many content around these topics. for me, like I was creating a lot of stuff around that, and it was like, hey, if this is useful for me, I'm pretty sure like it's going to be useful for many others, right?
Mm.
And
Yeah.
that was the way that I started posting. And of course, like, I mean, like from time to time, I saw like, hey, this is actually also funny. I don't like to just search, like very educational stuff. I also
Yeah.
want to have fun, and I
Yes.
started posting, like memes and so on. And it's
Mhm.
also a different way to educate people. I realized like it's so people on LinkedIn, they want to have fun, they want to make
Mhm.
connections, and they want
Yeah.
to learn. And
Yeah.
and memes is a good way to be in touch, to connect, but also
Yeah.
to share. Even
Yeah.
in my presentations with customers, and even some of my talks, I remember a talk with, like 3, 4 thousand people, and the first
Mhm.
slide of my talk, it was a meme. And
Uh-huh.
since the very
Nice.
beginning, everyone understood, like the purpose of my talk, right? So I think
Mhm.
it's trying to be different to
Mhm.
what you already have on LinkedIn. And
Mm.
also, I think it's a bit of luck. I mean, like maybe I was a bit lucky that, like people decided to follow me or whatever.
Mm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's the story, to be honest.
Yeah, so your story began with scarcity of content, and then you continued being human on LinkedIn. Like not many people are there. Like as and when AI is growing, we as humans are also becoming more and more robotic. And like sometimes when people reply me using those pre what we say the auto generated responses, I feel like okay,
Yeah,
this is okay. Like you responded at least, but this
yeah,
doesn't sound human to me. So in your
yeah, I agree.
responses, I have seen that humanness. So I completely agree. Like being human is the key to building a cult following, and not just like becoming like having loads and loads of followers. So that's great, and it has worked. Like without even a strategy, it has worked for you. So yeah, thank you so much for that advice. So you have called Gen AI as a fix for the white page problem. So have you ever used AI to break your creative block, or are your iPhone notes and 5 a.m. runs still your secret co-pilot?
Well, I use AI everywhere
Huh.
and every day, right? So I'm
Yeah.
big user of ChatGPT, Claude,
Mm-hmm.
Perplexity. I have many different tools. I use, for example, I love DeepSeek when I need to
Uh-huh.
go deep into, hey, why you are making this analysis because I can see the trace, but also
Mm-hmm.
ChatGPT is super useful for many other
Yeah.
aspects. When I'm trying to, I mean, like I'm computer scientist, right? So I used to
Yes.
write code in the past, but I
Yeah.
never was like so good writing code. Not
Mm.
especially in Python. For me, it was easier other programming language. But right now, for example, I'm using a lot Claude
Mm-hmm.
to code and so on. So
Code. Yeah.
I'm using it everywhere, every day. Also for, I mean, like for LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
at my work. But still, in terms of creativity, I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
it can help to generate some ideas, but still,
Mm-hmm.
I think that part is not super good, or at
Mm.
least it's not as good as we are as humans. For many
Yes.
other aspects, I think LLMs right now, they are like much better than us by
Better. Yeah.
far.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah.
But still, in many others, they are not. But again, I'm using it AI every day, to be honest. And
Mm.
and and it's not like I have my, like killer app or killer solution for almost
Yeah.
everything.
It's a combination of all.
It's a
Yeah.
combination. At the end, it depends on the use
Mm-hmm.
case. For example, for
Mm.
doing a lot of research, I used to
Mm-hmm.
when I'm writing posts, I'm doing a lot of research about, okay, what's going on in the market,
Mm.
what is happening on the startup ecosystem,
Mm.
who is investing more money on these
Mm.
kind of companies or the others.
Mm-hmm.
So, for
Mm-hmm.
example, for this, I'm using a lot of Perplexity, and it usually
Yeah.
works pretty well. Still,
Yes.
you have to review because
Same for
sometimes
me. Yeah.
you get the answer and then you go to the sources, and sometimes like, hey, you are
Mm-hmm.
hallucinating maybe a bit. But still, for those cases, I think this is pretty great. When I'm creating memes, for example, and I want just to fine tune a bit, like the kind of
Mm-hmm.
image, I'm using a
Mm-hmm.
lot ChatGPT. So again, it depends. It depends on the use case, but I use it a lot, and to be honest, I'm by far more productive when I'm using AI. I mean, like the kind of
Yeah.
things that I can do right now,
Yeah.
it's much higher than the kind of things that I could do
Yeah.
like a couple of
Before
years ago.
pre, yeah, yeah, got it. Yeah. So, yeah, you openly claim that you are using AI, and like it's a good thing, right? It's increasing your productivity and everything. You recently called out on the AI bashing parade, observing that some people scream AI is the end of critical thinking while secretly using AI to rewrite their bio or whatnot. So, what's behind this digital hypocrisy? Like, why is this? Like, is it genuine fear? Is it FOMO? Or is it simply the human tendency to embrace convenience while publicly lamenting or criticizing change?
Yeah, I think it's kind of fear, kind of a threat, right? So let's say,
Mm-hmm.
for example, I'm a designer, right? I can see AI as a threat to my current work. I used to say,
Mm,
like, if your work or the things that you do, they are like amazing, you don't need to be, or you don't need to feel this fear because you are going to
mm,
still be in there, right? So I
mm,
think that's the main thing. I mean, like for many things that we are doing today, probably they will be replaced by AI, and many
mm,
others they will rise with you know like this scent of AI. But AI, I mean, like we don't need to discuss if AI has creativity or not. I mean, like it's
mm.
pretty much
Yeah.
like us. I mean, like when
Mm-hmm.
I love art, I'm not an expert, but I love
Mm-hmm.
art, right? Or when
Mm,
even when you are listening to music, if you are listening to one group, you realize that this group has a lot of like influence by other groups. So, for
mm.
example, the Beatles many years ago they were like super popular, and because of them many new bands appeared that they were in some manner trying to embed their style. So
Yeah.
AI is doing the same thing. I mean,
Same
like
thing.
they
Yeah.
have used a lot of content and they're
Yeah.
taking things from many other contents. And in some manner, also hallucinations is a increase of creativity, right? So
Mm,
the thing is like it's not even like do we have to say that it's like creativity or not? It's more about
mhm,
like if I'm thinking or I need to use AI for something, I don't know, I need ideas to do this, and it's giving
mm,
me the answer. For me
mm.
it's more than enough. I don't need to discuss if this is creativity or this is not.
Not. Yeah.
So I think that's the problem,
Mm.
and many people like is criticizing it like, hey, no, this is going to, and it's not nothing new. I mean, like it happened in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, like we have cars, we can move farther by using a car. Doesn't mean like we
Mm.
are not going to walk anymore. So with AI, it's pretty much the same. I think we some people they want to make things like super pure, right? Like, hey,
Mm.
everything needs
Yeah.
to be handmade, and I
Yeah.
think with AI it's
Built
pretty
from
much the
scratch
same.
kind of a thing, right? Yeah.
Correct, correct.
Yeah. 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 100% agreed to this point. So you mentioned about AI has creativity or not. So there's this wild event that is happening in SF called Laugh GPT, where comedians are literally battling AI for laughs, and the audience has to guess which closing jokes of the comedians are human written and which ones are AI generated. Since your LinkedIn is basically the AI comedy central, so what's your take? Like, is AI actually funny, or is it stuck in the knock knock, who's there, error 500 phase? Like, do you feel that AI does have the humor to make humans laugh?
You know the main problem that AI has right now with
Mm-hmm.
being funny or not
Mm-hmm.
is the lack of context. So
Yeah.
if I'm like uploading a meme about like something that just happened yesterday, and I'm taking that context to talk about something else, so people they're going to have fun. AI is not
Yes.
able to do that.
Do that. Okay.
The jokes that AI is doing, they're like very, it's like they have been cooked before. So it's like
Mm.
out of the box jokes. It's like they have a repository with many different jokes.
Yeah.
So I mean, like when we're trying to be funny and we're trying to build jokes,
Mm-hmm.
based on my experience, because I've used all these different tools trying to create the
Uh-huh.
stuff, they're
Yeah.
like like they don't sound these jokes don't sound natural. They are very
Natural.
like you identify that, hey, this was generated by AI. They're like like, hey,
Yeah.
you are pretty much putting all together and then you have the joke.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
at some point of time maybe we'll be there. Of course sometimes
Mm-hmm.
they give you some good ideas. I'm using, for example, sometimes they give me
Mm-hmm.
very good ideas, but still I have to do a lot of tweaking
Yeah.
to sound like a funny and so on. So
Yeah.
I don't think AI is still there. Maybe at some
Uh-huh.
point, but the main problem it's the context. I remember,
Context.
for example, I posted like 3 4 months ago. It was a
Mm-hmm.
joke, like I mean, like some people got a bit offended, and I'm sorry for that because it was
Uh,
just a joke. But I remember it was
okay.
like, like Trump sitting with Zelensky, and in one
Mm-hmm.
scene they were talking, and the other they were discussing. And I said,
Ah.
like, hey, this is when you are, like when you are trying to sell the project, and
Mm.
then this is when you are trying to deliver the project. Nothing related to politics. I mean, like it was just
Yeah.
a joke. I mean, like it
Yeah.
was Trump and Zelensky, like any other
Uh-huh.
could be, right? I
Yeah.
don't want to mix stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
still, I understand that maybe like could get a bit
Yeah.
offended. So AI is missing that point because I have the
Yeah.
context about like the situation that actually is not
Mm.
funny because it's not
Mm-hmm.
funny. But if you apply it with a different context and the things that are happening in that moment, you make
Mm-hmm.
things funny, right? So I
Yeah.
think this is the point that like AI right now it's missing, and
Mm.
for the time being, is not there.
There, yeah, yeah. So if you were the audience in that event in SF, you would be the best AI detector. Like these are human written jokes and these are not.
I think so.
So
I think
yeah.
so. I think so.
Yeah, that's what being an AI humorist has given you. So these are your superpowers. So you have said that humor is an underrated tool in AI adoption. So can you share a moment where cracking the right joke actually helped a team understand a tough AI concept or architecture because you are working in AWS better using a joke?
Yeah. So I remember, and it went super viral. I think it was by the end of last year. I published this about you when you are using data with AI, with ML, with
Mm-hmm.
analytics, with agents.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I feel that with the rise of AI, we have forgotten the foundations, and for me, the foundations is the data, right? I think in the
Yes.
past with traditional ML was super clear because you had control over the end-to-end pipeline, right? As soon as
Mm.
you were getting access to different data pipelines, you were doing the ETL, the feature engineering, you have control. So the scope it
Yeah.
was like very narrow because you have control over your data. Right now with LLMs, you don't have the same control because I mean like the
Mm.
model has been trained on different amount of data, right? So
Yeah.
I think sometimes we're missing the foundations. And
Mm.
with that pose, of course, like people that they already understand pretty well, like agents and so on,
Mm-hmm.
it was
Mm-hmm.
just funny. But for many people, they really understood how important is to don't miss the data part because
Mm.
it doesn't matter what you are using, if you are using agents,
Mm-hmm.
if you are using ML. I mean, like if the data is bad, you will
Mm.
just get
Yeah.
like a very
Bad
bad
model.
results. So
Yeah.
this is just an example that comes to my mind, but as you said,
Mm-hmm.
like many others
Mm-hmm.
could be applied when you want
Mm-hmm.
to trying to teach very simple concepts. I think
Mm-hmm.
it works pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So do you ever get strange looks from your Amazon engineers when you drop a pun during a technical meeting? Like, have you ever tried, or like you are the serious Eduardo during Amazon
Wow. No.
meetings and on LinkedIn, it's a different
No, I'm
personality.
I'm 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 pretty much the same person. I'm pretty much the same
Uh-huh.
person. I don't
Yeah.
have two different faces. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
um. Also, I need to be responsible, right? Because
Yes,
as you
yes,
said,
yes,
like at the end of the
definitely.
day, I'm working at the AWS, and like I need to be careful, or I need to be conscious when you are posting something. You need to think like, hey, you are not going to hurt the
Mm.
feelings of
Yeah,
anyone,
yeah.
and many people is following you. You also need to lead by example. But at the end
Mm.
of the day, I'm the same person. I'm very
Mm.
passionate about my work at AWS. I
Yeah.
consider myself so lucky because I'm doing something that I love.
Love.
So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm I'm exactly the same person, and I
Mm-hmm.
also try to make the things fun. I mean, like I've been working with customers for my entire career. I'm a very
Mm.
like a extrovert person, so I try to
Yeah.
make the things like more dynamic and so on.
Yeah.
But when I need to be serious, I'm
Serious,
also
yeah.
super serious. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the perfect mix of a personality.
yeah,
So yeah, so everyone is hyping AGI, multimodality, auto agents, and whatnot, like all the buzzwords. So what's your go-to humor and antidote when a founder says, during your Amazon meeting, we are building an AGI powered assistant for farmers, lawyers, astronauts all at once. So what do you tell them? Like, okay, stop here. First
yeah.
identify one single problem and then work backwards into building a solution.